again. Dave Whittier here from Ally Emergency Management, and welcome to our next video in our series on the operational planning process. As I mentioned at the end of the last video, this time you get a twofer. I'm going to take the next two stages of the OPP, Stage 4, Plan Development, and Stage 5, Plan Review, and put them together into one presentation. Stage 4 of the OPP is plan development, and that's answering the question, how do I take my chosen solution and put it into a plan that people can run out and execute? It involves taking the chosen course of action from the previous stage, which was course of action development, and now translating it into concrete direction, which your teams can go out and actually execute. Here are the general components of plan development. First off, approval of your course of action. So remember from the previous stage, which was course of action development, you've taken a number of possible options, you've assessed it against certain criteria, and you've come up with the one that you think is most likely to get you to success. Depending on your organization, there might be some kind of approval process. It might be as simple as you and your team sitting down and going, yeah, we like course of action number 2, or there might be a more formal briefing and approval process involved. Once you've got the approved course of action, the next step is to wargame it. And we'll talk about wargaming in the next video. But for now, it's just an opportunity to exercise your chosen option in detail. And it allows the planning team to really envision the whole plan. While you are doing this, you will more than likely identify some shortfalls, places where the plan doesn't quite make the grade, or some issues or conflicts. And the next component of the plan development would be to come up with a way to resolve the shortfalls and issues and conflicts that you identified in the war game. And lastly, planning preparation. So you take your approved course of action, and then based on the war game and the resolution of the shortfalls and issues, you take that information, you build the formal plan. So now we're assembling the confirmed information and data, organizing it into some kind of logical structure, and presenting it in a way that your team can start to take a look at it and take some action. There are two products of plan development, plans and direction. Slightly different. The plan is the detailed instruction for the activity. It could be a contingency plan. It might describe a mission that you're going to execute at some point in the future. And then once that circumstance has arisen where you've got to bring out the plan, you're going to issue direction. So direction is the instructions that you're given to your team in order for them to find the solution to the problem that is described in the plan. There are a number of different formats that you can use. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as everybody understands and is comfortable with the format, and it covers the information that you need your team to know in order to do what is required to achieve the mission. Once you finish developing your plan, the next and final stage of the operational planning process is plan review. The plan review stage answers the question, is my plan still relevant? And by making plan review a formal part of the operational planning process, this is our way of mitigating the risk that the plan might be written up, a lot of effort being put into it, and then it gets put on the shelf and never ever discussed again. There are two components of plan review. One is a progress review, which is done as the plan is being executed. So as each part of the plan unfolds, the team assesses the situation in terms of the changing nature of the problem that you're trying to solve. You take a look at it, you want to be aware of new threats, new opportunities, and there may be the requirement to change the plan as it's being executed. Might either be a minor adjustment, implementing a branch or a sequel, which we'll discuss in more detail in the video on wargaming, or the situation may have changed so drastically that you've got no choice but to initiate another cycle of the operational planning process. The periodic review is applied to the plan before it's actually implemented. So you've got a plan, you've put it up on the shelf, it's ready to go anytime you need it. It's important to pull it down off the shelf at regular intervals and take a look at it and make sure that the assumptions you made, for example, still make sense. And the analysis that went into deriving this plan still makes sense. Otherwise, that plan may become desynced from your reality and eventually becomes obsolete if you don't work to keep it current. The products of the plan review, quite simple. It's the result of the plan review. Either yes, everything's good, all the assumptions are still valid, the information that we put into it still applies, or no, this has changed, we have to do these tweaks. That would be the direction to change the plan. And then the final product would be, as applicable, a revised plan for the team to review. That takes care of plan development and plan review. Our next video will be on the wargaming process. As always, if you've got any questions or feedback, my email address is there. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for any further information, please take a look at our website at www.yourally.ca. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to sharing the next video with you.